What's good, YouTube? It's Scope. We're back with another video. In today's video on screen, you're going to be seeing my design process of these 4 wallpapers that I did for Wallpaper Wednesday. It's featured Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, Jamal Murray, and LeBron James. And the reason I picked these 4 players in particular is because they've really been going crazy in the playoffs, putting their team on their back, ultimately trying to get to the NBA championship, which is the ultimate goal. But in this video, I also want to have just a discussion topic with you guys, and this came about in my Discord chat. If you guys haven't seen my Discord chat yet, I'll link it in the description. It's Scope's Creative Community, and also the wallpapers. You can see all of these on my Instagram at Scope and get them off my story or my wallpaper highlights. Okay, so someone had asked me how do you get clients and how do you start building up your reputation to start getting client work. So this is a really good question, and breaking it down, after a year and a half of doing some designs, I feel like I have a pretty good insight on how you start getting noticed and just how you would start building your database for how many clients you're going to have and the client work that you're going to want to be putting out, so that you keep getting more people and more people to come back to you. And the first thing that I put on my list would be to reach out. You really got to start reaching out to people, even if you're just a beginner designer and you're not sure about your skill level, or you're just wary of your skill level, because that was me at first. I was like, I don't know, I can't do all this work for people at the beginning because I'm not good enough. But I just took it upon myself to start reaching out, and you don't have to reach out to the biggest companies right away, but that's a really good idea because you never know when they're going to need your services, or even down the line if they're going to need your services, right? So if you're reaching out to the big companies and big people, they're going to be like, okay, maybe we'll give you a shot, but we're not going to pay you, right? And that's something that kind of sucks at the beginning, just not getting paid for some of your work, but I guarantee you it's going to pay off. It paid off for me. So some of the first things I did were for let's say Division 1 players, or even some G League players. When they needed designs, I would just do them for free so that I would get my name out there. Just make sure, because when you agree to these things and you're not going to get paid, always make sure that they're going to give you your credit and shout out your page at least. Because in the day and age that we live in, I mean, clout is kind of a currency. I'm not gonna lie, clout is kind of a currency, and getting your name out there can be a type of currency. So make sure when you're doing this work for free, they're gonna at least shout you out and things like that, because that's gonna start getting the ball rolling for you, right? And another thing that you're gonna want to do is kind of just practice how you're gonna speak to everybody, right? When someone's asking you for some work, or if you're just offering some work, really speak highly about yourself in your body of work. Just because you're a beginner doesn't mean your body of work isn't nice. And even if it's not where you want it to be, don't be like, oh man, I can't really do that yet, or I don't know if it's gonna come out good yet. Especially if you're doing it for free, just be confident with it. All right, guys. And another thing that I would have is set goals for your client work, right? Because once you start getting some clients, it's gonna start multiplying and multiplying. So you gotta set goals in terms of where you want to be in, let's just say 6 months down the line. You want to have a steady base of clients coming in. You gotta take the right steps. You gotta start writing out what your policies are for your designs, because you're gonna start learning those as you keep going through your designs. Learn your policies and your prices, your demands, what info they have to send you. You gotta make sure you write out all that stuff along with your goals, right? So make sure you guys are setting your goals and set your standards. And another thing is, don't be shy. Don't be shy to start trying to mix things up. You always got to keep improving. You got to keep improving and changing along your process. The things that I've started to try to improve on myself is my designs. I do a lot of concept arts where I'll do jersey swaps and then put players in different concepts, but I want to start getting better on my designs, which you guys are seeing right here. Just going off the top of my head and just making some cool designs by myself. That's really gonna expand your ability to gain more clients, because you're gonna be more versatile, because versatility is gonna get you a long way. Even if you aren't very versatile, it's gonna be okay, because you're gonna be mastering the things that you really want to hone in on. I wouldn't say to just skip to trying to be versatile before you master things. Master things first, but then be versatile, because that's going to give you that extra step in the design game. All right, guys. And then you definitely want to get a logo very quickly. Not too far in, you want to just not have a logo, because you want to have that logo that's going to set you apart, and it's gonna make your work stand out, because people are gonna be like, oh, I know who that is, right? So if you don't have a logo and you just have your @ I mean, that's fine at first, but you don't want to wait too long until you start getting a logo, because you want your work to be recognized. And once your work starts getting recognized, people will literally just see the logo and they know who did it, and they'll be able to just hit you up like, oh, I just actually need some work. Do you think you could do some work for me? Blah blah blah. Just from seeing your logo, sometimes they just know who it is. And then always at the end of every client like business deal that's done, even if it was the worst client in the world, because bro, I know that you guys are gonna face some pretty annoying clients, you know, or whatever you want to call it. Just make sure you guys give them positive feedback, and just try to be positive the whole time. Even if they're giving you a hard time, just try to be positive. That's where a lot of the policies that you create come in, because if they're trying to like set different things up, or just change a lot of things, you gotta be like, all right, well, if you want to change all these things, but you told me at first you wanted this, you're gonna have to pay extra, right? The better your ability to stay calm and positive through a design process with a client, it's gonna bring back the client, and they're gonna refer you to other people. No matter how annoying they were, they'll still refer you to other people. So make sure you guys just stay calm and positive through the design process. And with that being said, that's really all I have to say for building up some client work and just building up your client base. So make sure you guys drop a like down below. Comment if you have any more questions that you want me to go over. And until next time, it's been Calcium Scope, guys. Stay scope, y'all. Peace.